Okay, and as she said, I'm Kara Gayheart, and this is Shine Couch, and she's going to be helping me out a little bit. She is one of our STLP members at East Perry, and they're going to be collaborating. And she'll get a chance to kind of tell you their role in just a little bit. Again, I teach at East Perry Elementary. This is my third year there. I am a teacher in our alternate curriculum resource rooms. Right now at East, we're blessed to have four of those. We service about, I think it's 32, 33 children with a range from FMD, level 1, 2, and 3 autism, um, vision and hearing impaired only. We have a pretty wide variety of students that we service. Um, the biggest thing at East Perry with the students we service in the alternate curriculum resource rooms, one of our rooms is, it's level 3. It's nonverbal. They are very, very, very frustrated with the non-ability to be able to communicate, overwhelmed with sensory load, overwhelmed with their day, their schedule, their routine. One of our other rooms is FMD. You guys know what kind of challenges those children are facing. One of our other rooms is kind of our middle of the road kids. They still have sensory problems. They still have all of the above. And then the classroom that I transitioned to, and this is my first year there. It's that unit that we added, so it's completely and totally new to me as it is everyone else. And it's mainly collaborative mainstream. Okay. I still have students who are level 1 and 2 autism and who are FMD and MMD. So the first thing that you could imagine general education says is, how are we going to do this? How are we going to support behaviors? How are we going to support the modifications in the classroom? One of our biggest things, and you could imagine, behaviors. Okay, to give you, it's musical relief is my project, and back up, I have a bachelor's degree in music education. We got a master's in special education, so that'll kind of connect the two. And one of the things that I found, and I know you guys heard it in school, students who do not respond to just basic instruction, basic verbal, prompts will respond to music. I know you guys have probably seen that. I see some head nods. And they say that's because music is the universal language. And that's true. You can go to China and they still understand the same music that we listen to. Maybe not the words, but the same rhythms. And with this, again, music is any kind of sound. So this is not limited to strictly what we consider music as something you would sing, something that you would listen to on the radio. And it's part of a big idea. This is a small part of a really large idea at East Perry. Just kind of a quick background of how it came about. Our assistant principal texted just randomly to a couple of us over the summer and said, oh my gosh, I'm at the Shriners Hospital and their sensory area, their sensory hallway, it's awesome. It was huge. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been there. And it was kind of a model. Being the person she is, she texted about a week later and said, okay, let's do it. Okay, and that's been a goal for us this year because back to the behaviors that we have to figure out some way to reach our kids so that they can be included in our classrooms. And what the idea behind this is, as you guys know, some of the best resources are resources that are shared. When I was here 2 years ago, I heard a presentation over electronic paint. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but that's a huge up and coming thing that we utilize. I had no idea. Electronic paint is exactly what it sounds like. It's paint that has conductive materials that are linked to sound, like an electronic touch board. And so with this, we are working on a sensory hallway. We're going to have sensory items. We're going to have floor that kind of, it looks like a different setting. And this is kind of our added touch to it. We're going to use our touch boards, which you can see here. They link to a USB where you have predetermined sounds and you have speakers. And they link to the back of, let's say, a sensory wheel. And you go and you use your copper tape and your copper wire to connect behind to our sensory wheel. Okay, so you have like a main touch board, copper wire running to all different places on your wheel. And the idea behind it is, let's say that I have a student having a really hard time in general ed, and I go up and I pull them, and it may be all it takes is just go down the sensory hallway for a little while and they're fine. And so what we'll be doing is this will add not just sight, not just touch, but it'll add sound to that as well. Let's say that they touch a waterfall, some part of a water. You're going to hear that. You're going to hear rain, you're going to hear water. And kind of back up, the electric paint, you can kind of see it here. I'm sorry, guys, on that side. Um, that little like 50 ml thing is $25, I think. So a gallon was like $350. So you all could imagine it's expensive, and we had to have a grant to be able to afford it. The paint here, you can kind of see that is all electronic paint. Okay. And what you do, this is electronic paint. That's the cool one. You can see like the heart and the lungs and flowers and all that. You paint on what you want to paint on. And when a student touches that, it automatically makes it sound that you want it to make. It's just by touch, like you touch it and it makes a sound. That's what blew my mind about it. So it's something that we are not going to have to, I guess, monitor necessarily. As in, like, we have to go and we have to turn it on and we have to make the sound turn at the same time. It's going to always be there, and as a resource. Do you want to go ahead?